Good morning, Midway. Hi, my name is Demi Vanderwerf. I am just going to tell you a little bit about myself first, and what I do and what I specialize in and my journey, and then we'll jump into today's guided meditation. It's going to be great. It'll be about 20 minutes long. We'll focus on Alexander technique and Dhammakaya centering breath. So I began my journey with music, singing, mainly classical music, and then ended up in college going into vocal performance and studying on the classical route. And as I was doing that, I encountered some experiences with, I had like a really major stalking experience and delved into mental health from there. And then my senior year of college, I ended up going through this very strange vocal tic. So I was kind of like really afraid of certain things like leaps or jumps or certain consonants, like anything that really popped up and gave me fear for any reason would cause me to like have this vocal scoop that I wasn't in control of. So it was happening without my control, without my knowledge, and that's what everybody called it. And I was going to like all of these different experts and different voice teachers and different therapists, and I tried hypnosis. I really tried like everything. Um, so none of that really worked for me. I learned helpful things. I was able to implement different things in my life, but I was just stuck. I couldn't sing. I was depressed. I was like really unhappy that this thing that was like filling my soul was causing me so much unhappiness. So I went to grad school and found a teacher that kind of explained to me that I was like over analyzing my technique. I was on the left side of my brain, just constantly like in fear mode. The analysis and fear live on the same side of your brain, so I was constantly activating it. So our goal was to activate the right side of my brain and promote some creativity, and that was going really well. And just slowly, just going kind of slowly. And then one day, I moved to grad school and did a yoga class downtown, and it was a teacher. She was a substitute, so I had never met her, and I ended up being the only person that showed up to class. And she looked at me and said, "Hey, I'm a yoga therapist. What do you need from me?" So I was like, "Oh, I wonder if this woman will watch me sing and have any input." So I basically like explained to her what was going on, just like I did with you guys. She watched me sing, noticed a few things in my body, but ultimately ended up telling me, "I think you just need to meditate on your airstream." So I was like, okay, I have no idea what that means. So I went on this whole journey of figuring out like, how do I meditate on my airstream? She said, "Don't sing, meditate on your airstream." So I was like, okay, well, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that without singing. So finally, through like weeks of trying to figure this out, I synthesized my airstream into a hiss, and have practiced on different vowels doing that since then. And so my meditations for singers really delve in to putting your technique in your body and like letting your mind be open and receptive to receive that technique and put it deep into your muscle memory. And that's what has worked for me. And that eliminates your nerves. It just like creates this calm, safe space within yourself that's more powerful than anything I'd ever experienced. So my passion is sharing that now, sharing it with singers. But beyond that, I'm using all of this in a breath sequence, in a breathing sequence. So on top of putting your technique into your muscles, what we're really diving into is breath work. And we do that in several ways. Today, we're not going to go that deep into meditation. This is going to be our introduction. We'll do a little preliminary there on Thursday morning. But today, we're just going to have a nice introduction meditation and start our day off beautifully. So if you're at home, if you can just find a comfy space to lie down, that's going to be the most effective way to practice this guided meditation. If you can't lay down, that's okay too. You can just sit up straight in your chair or on the floor, cross-legged. If you're in your chair, just make sure both of your feet are on the floor and make sure your spine is straight. But I recommend really finding a way to lie down flat on the floor You don't have to use a pillow. If you need to and it makes you more comfortable, that's totally fine. Or if you need a blanket, you might get cold depending on your environment. Just go ahead and like set that up right now as we wait and listen to this introduction. Um, so, like I said, this will be using the techniques of Alexander technique. This is constructive rest. So, what we're doing is we're going to really focus on relaxing your whole body from head to toe. And then Dhammakaya centering meditation. I'll refer throughout this meditation to your center. So, what that really means is just this spot that in traditional Buddhism, it's believed that your spiritual energy rests in the very middle of your body. So, that's the very center of your torso. And that spot, you might be able to find it using your belly button. We'll go through different ways to find it here, but we're really going to focus our energy at that spot and narrow in so that we're creating just a real rock, a center point in your body for you to return to, a feeling for you to return to that's going to help you keep mindful throughout the day. That's going to eventually, if you practice enough, guide you in different ways. You'll feel things in your center. It's really, really a beautiful practice. Um, and I forgot to mention on my journey, like, I did all of this and developed this methodology that I call NamaSing. And I got certified last fall with my RYT 200 certification in yoga. So I'm very blessed to practice that as well. And I feel passionately about sharing that practice. So I'm incorporating different breathing techniques that I learned through that as well. So all sorts of pranayama breathing and Alexander technique and Dhammakaya. So we're just really, really diving into the good stuff here. So we'll go ahead and begin. If you found a place to lie down, see if you can focus on a center point in front of you. Just find a focal point on the ceiling, or if you're sitting up directly in front of your gaze. And on your own count and your own breath, with open eyes, take in 3 breaths, nice deep breaths, and allow your eyes to float closed on the exhale of your 3rd breath. We're going to do some guided counted breaths here. So we'll be taking an inhalation on a count of 5 and an exhalation on a count of 6 with my voice. And we'll begin that now. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continuing to breathe on your own count. We're going to get in touch with our breath and the body here, allowing yourself to trace the breath with your mind. Just picture it entering from your open mouth or nose, traveling down through your open throat, down to the center of your chest, before it breaks off and begins to fill your lungs. And on your exhalation, just feeling your body really reaffirm its center, its groundedness, your connection with the floor. And continuing to trace the path of your breath from your open mouth or nose down to the center of your chest, filling your lungs. Notice the expansion of your ribs. Notice the push down of your diaphragm as it engages. Just really feeling for what's happening in your torso. We're going to feel for that center point that we spoke about before. Just that anchoring point in the very middle of your body, the very middle of your torso. This is the point where your inhalation ends and your exhalation begins. Tracing your breath to see if you can find and connect with your personal center, letting the energy reside there, and doing this with joy. Give you a few breaths in silence to observe this part of your body. And feeling how powerful your thoughts and breath energy are, how your awareness travels and creates joy and relaxation simultaneously. We're going to shift that focus from your center point to the crown of your head, allowing yourself to inhale here and exhaling, allowing the muscles in your scalp just to fall to either side of your body, connecting with the floor, really allowing a release in your scalp here. Transferring that awareness now from the crown of your head to the center of your forehead, allowing the muscles on either side of your forehead to fall down towards your ears. It's relaxing beautifully. And shifting that awareness now to the center point between your eyebrows, allowing them to fall in the same way. On your exhale, simply releasing any control there, releasing those muscles. And taking that energy now into your ears and your jaw point, your jaw joint. Just breathing into this space and allowing your jaw to fall in whatever direction gravity is taking it in this position. Exhaling control and anxiety. Let that awareness travel now up to your nose and around your nose, noticing the quality of your sinuses today. Simply observing, not making a judgment. Perhaps they're full or clear. Just observing that as you breathe consciously into your nose and sinuses. Follow that breath now down to your lips, exhaling. Let's release any preconceived notion of needing to wear an expression. You're in such a natural state right now. You can stay and live and feel completely neutral. From here, bring that awareness into your tongue. If it's glued to the top of your mouth, simply removing it, letting it fall into whatever position your reclining puts it in naturally. And travel back with that awareness from your tongue, through your throat, to the point at which your spine connects with your head, where it balances on your spine. Really taking your breath into this point, creating a big expansion and a big release that allows you to feel completely supported by the floor, your neck light and loose. It's creating air and joy here. Exhaling doubts, worries, tension. And from this point, we'll bring that awareness now down into the center of your chest, conceptualizing your heart. On each inhale, simply allowing that to expand and grow, filling your whole chest. On your exhale, reaffirming that spot in the center of your chest, creating a nice, beautiful, warm glow on that exhalation. On the inhalation, fully expanding, and on the exhalation, reiterating that light. Moving that now into your shoulders, allowing the energy to completely expand out of your shoulders, down into the floor, relaxing here. And this joint also creating that nice, open, airy feeling, using your breath, your inhalation, expanding, exhalation, giving in to that release. Let that energy flow now from your shoulders down to your elbows. Really sending light into these joints, expanding them, feeling the air, release any tension. And down from your elbows to your wrists, sending that same breath and light down now through the tips of your fingers and back around, Really noticing and observing this loop that you've created. Your whole arm. Feeling the energy now between your arm and your body. Just notice the amount of beautiful breath energy that you've created simply using your awareness. Bring that now back into your torso, finding that center again. Really breathing into your center. Giving yourself a solid sense of where you can reside. Let that energy drop into your hips. Just here breathing, creating that full energy loop from your hips up to the crown of your head. On your inhalation, beginning to notice and feel every part that you have invigorated. Your hips, your arms, your neck, up to the crown of your head. It's filling yourself with light. Exhaling, releasing into the room. Bringing that from your hips now, down to your knees. Feeling the top half of your leg, creating light and room in this joint. And from your knees down to your ankles. Allowing these bones to expand. It's feeling roomy in your body. Your ankles, down to your toes, your whole foot, coming out and around in your toes. Creating a whole energy loop in your body now. It's really allowing your body to become one with your breath. Exhaling, reimagining your center. Taking that energetic point to move throughout your body with the relaxation you've created. So inhaling, feeling every bit of your body, feeling the outline of your body on the floor. And exhaling, allowing your body to connect with the floor, maybe to sink in, create an indentation. As you become aware again of your center, that point in your body where the inhalation ends and the exhalation begins. So allow your mind to become one with that point. Envision it floating down, 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 until it unites with your center, becoming one. This unification, you can take a moment to acknowledge that you might be having thoughts or analyzations at this moment. So you're simply observing them, knowing it's perfectly okay for thoughts to come. You just watch them go by, allowing them to exist, putting them aside for a later time. Taking a few breaths here in silence to connect with your center and send your mind peace. We'll return to tracing your breath, simply to instill in your body that you have the ability to create this calm at any time. And all you have to do is connect with and picture your breath flowing in from your open mouth or nose, down through an open throat, into the center of your chest, where it expands outwards in your lungs, filling your ribs, pushing down in your torso as your diaphragm engages. And that exhalation, simply letting your body come back to peace, come back to stillness. Let's take a few moments, continuing to picture this, and observe your breath. Allow it to pique your interest, not forcing it to do anything. What parts of your body are moving? Can you feel your ribs against the floor? Is your stomach coming out and in? What about your sense of hearing? Do you hear your breath coming in and out? Are you feeling the air in your mouth or nose? We'll end on those same guided breaths that we started with. Inhaling on a count of 5 and exhaling on a count of 6. We'll begin that now. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd like you to just come back to the room on your own time, simply observing your senses, bringing the room in with your sense of hearing. What are you hearing? You're feeling, observing the air around you. Is it still or moving over your body? Can you smell anything? Just allowing those senses to come back, creating some movement in your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. On your own time, allowing your eyes to open and return to your environment. Thank you for beginning this morning with me in your meditation. Namaste, Midway.